Hi, Kirsten here with Click to Plan. This is the 26 digital planner that just came out, and let's do a really quick overview, and then further videos are going to follow with deep dives and then answering some of your guys' questions. So from the contents page, which this is your cover, this is your contents page. I'll show you another video of how I cover this with the Canva template overlays, more on that to follow. But from this cover page, you can click, right? If I were to click right here in the center, I could click on the 26 calendar. I could go into the home section, the work section. Down here, I could click and go into the seasonal living. Let me click on that really quick. You can see that big box anywhere in there, and that would take you to the seasonal living. Okay, so this is our hyperlinks. Even down in the footer is our January, December. Here we go. Let's look at 26. Takes you to your main calendar of your 26 annual overview. And then from this page, you can get into your Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 on these little buttons across the top. And then again, January through December monthly sections are in the footer. And there's two more in the footer. We'll go over that after we've deep dived into this overview. So the check mark in the center takes you back to your contents page. So let's go over that because that's the number one thing you need to know. From the home page, click any section you want. Let's go into home. And then if I want to go back to the contents page in the footer, click the check mark. And that takes you back to your contents page. Now let's just deep dive what's inside this planner. This is a huge life planner. This is everything that I wanted in my planner. I think it will probably have everything that you could ever ask for and expect in a life planner, and then so much more. So in the home section, which I think is the largest section in the whole planner, you have your routines, you have a full menu section, a finance section, a digital life section. That's all about our photos, our files, our apps, everything digital, everything that we need to charge, things like that. And then you have your curate. This is your custom area. So if I go into routine, I get different pages about home routine. And then in this upper left corner, you're going to see this little icon, and it's your back arrow. You click it and it takes you back to your home screen. Now when I click on menu from home, I get a full new dashboard, and this is new for the 26. I did not think I would ever do this, but my planner has gotten so large and efficiency is so important to me that I decided to make what I'm calling mini dashboards. So inside the home planner section, you have a mini dashboard for menu. You have a mini dashboard for finance, money, budget, bill pay, accounts, trackers, savings. I'm going to use this upper arrow, go to in the back. And then you have your curate section, which this is a mini dashboard, but I have it shaped a little bit different because of how the Canva template can be used to make this really cool. So then I can go back from here. So we'll deep dive into the home section, a full look we'll do that in another video because it's going to be a long video. I'm just going to go really quick so that you can kind of see some of the pages that are in here. This planner is awesome. It is amazing. Yes, I added a baking section because it's one of my goals for 2026. So I added an entire section on baking. It's not large, but it's just enough that it's, I think, just perfection. And then you go into the finance section and you would have all of these different pages that go behind and are hyperlinked from these different sections. Okay. So, and then in the upper left corner, I can get back to home. But if I wanted to go into accounts and then I wanted to get back to the main contents page, the cover page, I would go to the check mark. Okay. So that is a quick look of how this planner is set up. So that's home. This goes into work and you get your inbox for work, schedule, which is your calendars, your weekly, your dailies, focus. This is your, I call it the Pomodoro. Focus is in here. You get meetings, and then you get your curates. We'll go over curates in just a moment. And then I'm going to go back to the main contents page. I'm going to go into grow. This is personal growth, where growth finds its rhythm. You get your journal, gratitude, and this is a start, stop, change. I have a planner just on this, but I wanted to really dive into that in 26, so I added the full thing into the 26 digital planner, and it's amazing. Then you have your learn section. This is like study, and then your curate under grow. Let's go back. And this is, you can click on the inbox right here, go back, and then this is care. And this is personal care, style, wellness, rituals is in this section. So you got rituals, morning routines, evening routines. You get wellness, which goes into this amazing summary page that goes into reflections and fitness plans, movement, cardio, strength. Self-care goes into like skincare and treatments and all different kinds of self-care. And then there's the entire brand new to the 26 digital planner. You guys have asked me so much about how I do my core wardrobe, my seasonal, all of those questions. Well, I gave you guys those planners. I now include them in the 26 planner. It's amazing. And then your curate. So let's go keep going. And I gave you style from here. Then you go into your play section. And you guys, I love this. I gave you a reading room as a mini dashboard. I should say I gave it to myself, and I'm sharing it with you because this is exactly what I wanted. Because my reading section gets so big that this was a way for me to have efficiency, speed of moving around my planner. So I made a fun mini dashboard, my reads, my trackers, book notes, my favorites, and things to the books that I want to read. So if I go into reads, this is going into my yearly log. It goes books at a glance. And then it goes into the tracker section, which you can click through for here is I have multiple trackers. You get series, this reading challenge, which is so stinking fun. I really redid this for 26 so that it was not so dry. I wanted it to be a not too serious way to shake up your reading life. That's the subtitle. I just wanted it to be really fun. And then your favorites. This is the title. There's multiple ways that you can review your favorites. And then this is the way I wanted to, the title, the author, discovered from. Did I learn about it from Instagram? Did one of you share the book with me? And then an idea of when I want to begin. Because I like to plan some of my reading based on your guys' feedback. Do I want that on a summer vacation? Do I want to wait till fall? Things like that. And let's go back. Okay, let's go back to, and then you can go back one more time. We'll get you back to play. And I added getaways. I didn't want to call it travel because it's not my full travel planner. It's what I would do for getaways and vacations, packing lists, seasonal adventures, local places to explore, weekend getaway planner, are in the getaway section. Again, I didn't want to call it travel because it doesn't have everything my travel planner would have. So I had to call it something a little softer. And then the joy list. It's an odd name, I know, but it's just a list that all of us could use in our planner for some more joy. It could be your hobbies, your crafts. It could be projects with your children or your grandchildren. It's moments, it's season, why it matters, creative play, mood board play edition. This could be your own Pinterest board for inspiration, hobby notes, and this goes on and on. So let me go back because this video is already getting so much longer than what I wanted. So that's vacay, play. Then you get your family. It's about the family calendar, celebrate, and cards. Again, I put this in because I wanted it in mine. You may not want it, and I will show you in another video how you could tweak cards to be something different for you. But I have made a goal in 26 is I want to get back to sending cards. I used to be known as that years and years ago. I kind of had a reputation, and people would expect to get my cards in the mail, snail mail, old mail. So I'm going to do that again in 26. It's one of my, I'm not going to say a goal or anything like that. It's just some intention that I want to put into cards. Then I have my contacts and then the curate section. And let's go into, and this goes right into family events that are part of the celebrate. And then you get your full goals section. This is goal, your one big goal, your vision board, word of the year, which has multiple pages in it. It's not just a place for you to put your word. It's a little bit of a work, almost like a workflow to help you create your word. Then is the different trackers, a 30-day tracker, 12-week plan, 12-week reflection, the long game, which is the 100-day tracker, and so much more. Okay, so, and then seasonal living, I had to give you another full dashboard because I added everything I wanted, and you guys asked for different things. Or made suggestions for my planner. Well, guess what? I added it to the 26 for you too. So you get your seasonal living, then you get a mood and muse, seasonal flow, which is about calendars and scheduling, home and table, gather and explore. There's so much in this section. It could be a planner on its own, but it's in the 26 and it is awesome. Okay, now I'm going to keep going. It's longer than I planned, but let's dive into the January really quick because the calendar section is huge in this planner, and um, it's amazing. You get your calendar, and from here you can click on goals, tasks, funds, which is your finance section for the month, shopping, which is your online, it could be your in-person shopping, and your notes section. Then you get your weeks 1 through 5, and if there's a sixth week, which there are a few in 26, you can just, you'll just you'll swipe one page past the week 5 to get to week 6. And then, yeah, let's just go through January really quick. So here's your goals page. Then your tasks, it's just everything this month is asking of you. And the funds, a kinder way to look at your budget. So where it begins, where it goes out, your income, your expenses, an overview summary, and then your shopping, your notes. And you guys have seen me do it. I'll do another video of how I pull this page throughout the month of January. And then you get your weeks, and this is a new layout for the weeks page. I kept the old version. I have had 2 other versions, and they are in the Creative Suite, which is a whole nother planner we'll get to in just a moment. A whole nother section of this planner we'll get to in just a moment. So there's week 1 of January, your top 3, your intentions. This is the way your pages. Now in the Monday layout, it goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, your weekly trackers, and then it gives you just multiple things that you can check off for a daily checklist right here on this page. I loved this idea. I think you guys are going to love it too. And then you go through your weeks, and you can access, like if I wanted to get to Monday the 26th, I can click here, or going to the back arrow. If I wanted to get to Monday the 26th, I can click here and it'll take me to my daily page. I'll go back really quick. If I go into week 4 and whoops, it'll be week 5 and it'll be Monday the 26th. You can get there from the weekly or the main calendar to get to your daily pages. I can get to January from here, or I can get to January going to the back button in the upper left corner, and I can get to my main page in the check mark, or I can jump to another month if I want to get to June in the footer. If I get to August, if I want to get to the 3rd week of August, if I want to get to the 9th of August, there's multiple ways to drill into the planner. Okay, now the Creative Suite is where I added bonuses, and it is a huge section. And now it used to lay right here. If you have a 25 planner, which I know many of you do, right here in this vacay dot space used to say create. Well, I wanted to add vacation here for you, and I wanted to give you the create section from any space anywhere in the planner. So if you click in this lower right section to the right of December, that takes you to the Creative Suite. So if I'm on any part of the planner, so let's say I'm on the 27 review calendar and I want to go back to my creative space, click to the lower right corner, it gets me to creative space. If I'm in the, let's go into the pattern library, you don't see your check mark, but that whole bottom section takes you to the contents page. Let's go back into this lower right corner. I'm going back to Creative Suite. And if I'm going to go back to the pattern library, let's swipe to another pattern. And I want to get to the Creative Suite from here. Click in that lower right corner and you go to the Creative Suite. I gave you access to it from any page in the planner. And I gave you another quick on the left side. If you download the planner, click to the left of January and there's another hidden hyperlink right here for you, because it's all about that page that I know we use all the time for our efficiency. But from the Creative Suite, you get your lined dotted grid, you get your weekly pages, your monthly pages, and your others. You go right here to the 26 calendar, which we saw earlier in the video, but I gave you a 27, 28, and a 29 reference calendar. So if you're like me and you're in a team meeting at work and somebody's referencing 2028, you can click here and see a 2028 quick calendar. I can go back to my Creative Suite, clicking the lower right corner. And then I gave you your seasonal. This is winter, spring, summer, fall. Let's look at that Q2 or Q3 for summer. And here is your page. So you can quickly get to it from your Creative Suite. And then here are your what I'm calling your bonuses. And instead of making separate PDFs, you can now access it all from the Creative Suite. Here's your color palette, the font library. Are you guys ready? I gave you a mini font tracker inside the 26. No more having to buy it separate, because just like me, I wanted it included in my 26 life planner. You get your editor's pick. You get this is like your top 10. Then you get your serif, your sans serifs. You get your, this is your script, and this is your typeface, your glyphs, your symbol fonts, all included right in here. Okay. And I gave it to you where you can have it with the check marks. Is it on your phone? Is it on your tablet? Is it on your desktop or your laptop? And is it on the web? And that usually for all of us means, is it on Canva? Okay, and then the back arrow goes back to the fonts, and this is classic serifs, timeless letter forms for elegant structured design. Then the next one is your sans serifs. This is modern. And then your hand and flow. I hope I'm saying all of that right. I'm going so quickly. All right, so let's go back into the Creative Suite. And then I gave you your sticker book, your mind maps. This is new to 26. Just some pages I've been using throughout the year that I wanted to share with you. And let's go back to the Creative Suite. And then this is your pattern library that I wanted to share with you. There's more in here. And then the photo gallery, I'll do a full video again on how I use this. It is phenomenal. And then your curate, you get a full curate section for create. All right. So now going into those curate sections, let's go into home. And what does curate mean? These are your 5 custom areas in home for projects, custom. You can make anything you want in the planner. You click on home 1, you get a overview page, a task page, and a notes page for home 1. This would be project 1. So for me, home 1 might be storage organization in my home. So when I click on here, this might be storage organization for my home. This might be tasks for keeping my home organized. This is notes, key insights, takeaways for notes for this home project. You get 40 curate sections in this planner. So if I go into work, I get under curate, I get 5 work projects that I can make anything I need. This might be for a client, this might be for a project, it might be for an event, it might be for a department you work with. It can be anything you want. Then if I go into care, there's the curate. This could be maybe taking inventory of all of your skincare products. You could make it a fitness goal. It can be anything you want. So you get 40 curate sections in here. Family, this could be maybe football schedule or track schedule. This could be your pet, like me. It's for my Theodore has a section. All right. So that is, and I cannot believe this little quick video that I wanted to do is over 20 minutes long, but that is a quick overview of the 26 digital planner that comes with a Sunday start and a Monday start. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm sure I forgot many things, but I'm going to deep dive into each section. And if you have questions, put them because I will do individual videos just for your questions. All right, you guys, Happy New Year. I can't wait to hear and see what you do with your 26 digital planner. Bye.